Thank you so much. Right. Ben Bernanke going on the offensive, firing back against critics who say his latest quantitative easing plan is just not going to work. In a speech in Germany this morning, the Fed chief calling for even more stimulus, saying the best way to continue to deliver a strong economy is through robust growth. And he slammed China over the country's currency policy. It's shaping up to be a new Cold War between the U.S. and China, with Bernanke smack in the middle of it. What leverage does each side have to win and to shape economic policy for years to come? CNBC's Steve Leisman is here with that part of the story. Steve, an unusual move for a Fed chief.
Yeah, and it's Bernanke v. Beijing, the main event, Trish. The split between the U.S. and China over trade and the value of the yuan is more serious now than it's been in many years. And experts contacted by CNBC say the U.S. has mostly unsavory choices. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke used one of those choices today, the bully pulpit. At a central banking conference in Frankfurt, he used his strongest words yet to cajole the Chinese to let their currency appreciate. Printing more money, the Fed puts pressure on China. China's fielding that pressure, but China has ways of resisting it, including increasing the amount of bank reserves it has to keep there. Ted Truman, a former Fed, Treasury, and IMF official, says the U.S. options range from designated China a currency manipulator, which will likely be counterproductive, to Congress erecting trade barriers, which would be bad for everyone. So the choices at the moment are not very savory. Trish?
I know we've seen this movie before, and trade wars are never good. Stay with us, Steve. We want to know here, who has the upper hand in this new economic Cold War? Is it China or is it the U.S.? Will Mr. Bernanke continue to fight on, or will he cave on QE2 to all this pressure? Joining us right now is our very own Rick Santelli. Also, Mr. Andy Bush, public policy strategist at BMO Capital Markets and a CNBC contributor. Guys, great to see all of you. What's the old expression here? Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Andy Bush, why is our Fed chief trying to antagonize China at a time when some would argue the U.S. is also deflating the value of its own currency through its printing press?
Right. You get the feeling like Bernanke was doing, it's not me, it's them kind of speech. So to some extent, he's right. Obviously, global rebalancing needs to occur. But I think the problem is that the Chinese won't do this until they realize that the developed markets are going to grow so slowly that their model is not going to work to keep people employed in China. And that's the bottom line. The other thing that bothers me about Bernanke's speech was, to some extent, it gives cover to Senator Charles Schumer, who may bring up a Chinese currency tariff bill in the lame duck session. I mean, there's still a potential for that. So very disturbing kind of conversation that's going on right now.
Yeah.